those lights coming on.
I know they're bright.
They are. But welcome to the WK Burnout Studio. I am Christina.
I'm Dustin.
And Alan might make it through this episode.
Maybe. We'll see.
Maybe. He's
if
pushing his limits.
If we're lucky. What are we talking about today, Christina?
Let's talk about my new favorite. I have a lot of new favorites.
Well, that's because when you learn,
I'm learning so much.
You get all this cool information. It's like, I do want that. I didn't even know it existed, but now I want it.
But now, but let's talk about the 2023 Chevrolet Colorado.
Oh, that's crazy. I've been studying on that. It's weird that we were doing an episode
Me too.
on this.
So weird.
Anyhow, off the top of my head, there's...
Look, I was going through. So you see the standard Colorado. Don't get me wrong. They've always been kind of, I don't need a big truck. I don't even need a small truck. But if I was to look into a truck, Colorado is kind of my vibe. Okay?
Well, sure. It's your aesthetic.
I just need something little, Yeah. Just, here we go.
Hey, realistically, most of us don't need a truck as big as what we have. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's cool if all the parking lots are gigantic and, so is your, parking at your house and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Cool. Have a gigantic truck.
Sure.
And I've got one, but I like this because it's just easier to get around in, easier to get in and out of and everything like that. But this is an all new Colorado.
Yes.
So the overall architecture platform is the same. Yes, I know. They've revised things in the underpinnings, but it's still a body on frame truck. It's not like it's a need for a whole new chassis necessarily.
Right.
Like it would be if it were a unibody, car or a crossover SUV or something. So it's cool. They definitely went through it really well. It's not like it's still going to have the same door handles and, blinker switch as the old one. No, it's an all new.
People use blinkers.
Yeah. Yes. We've talked about this. People around Christina don't use blinkers, but yeah.
Every day.
My part of the map, they do usually.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
Anyhow, it's an all new truck. It's not just some fresh face or anything like that. I mean, I think there's so much to talk about with it, but I like to start with the engine.
Okay.
I say engine because there is one engine. It's a 2.7 liter turbo 4-cylinder. Same 2.7 liter turbo 4-cylinder that they've been using in the full-size Silverado pickup. And they've revised it once since it was in that truck, gave it more power, yada, yada, yada. It's working out really well. They essentially have three different variants of this 2.7 turbo for the Colorado.
Okay.
They've got a base one that's how much horsepower?
291, I think. In yep. Alan doesn't let us know.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
It's not as much in the work truck, but available in LT and up and standard in Trail Boss Z71 is the mid-range, the plus.
The plus.
2.7
turbo
plus.
Yep.
And that's got 310 horsepower, 390 torque. That's a bunch.
A lot for a small.
Yeah. They made it to the 8-speed automatic transmission, but not the same old 8-speed automatic transmission. They fixed it.
Yep. It's a second gen.
Yeah.
I got that.
Always better than
Figured
first gen.
out.
Second gen, always better than first gen, usually. But in this case, I think they fixed it. And I think they paired it with that for the right reasons. I mean, GM has the new 10-speed. And packaging wise, I believe that it would have worked with the Colorado, but they said, no, the 8-speed is where it's at. I think that has to do with the rear end gear ratio in the smaller truck. That really would work better with the 8-speed anyhow.
Okay.
And I don't know. I think that just makes it better for that size of vehicle. The motor, just the setup is better with 8 speeds.
Got it.
So they say. I mean, we haven't driven one, but why would they go through it and change everything if it wasn't going to be better?
Right.
So we're counting on that. So yeah, I like the powertrain stuff. I like what they've done with that. And they've kept some really important things from the previous generation, like the push button front and rear locking differentials.
Yes.
So I think that's a pretty big deal. That it's good that they kept that going. So
The ZR and the ZR2 has the third engine. Well, it's the 2.7, but it's the high output. Yes. Yeah. Which still the 8-speed.
It's got 430 pound-foot of torque. It's got a lot of torque. 430. That's a bunch. It sells what is it? Is it 390? Yeah. 310.
Horsepower?
Yes. Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got 310 horsepower, but it's got 430 torque.
See, all the gear, the gear information.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, what's the trim level? Does it have heated seats? What color is it? And what do the wheels look like?
Right.
That's my big thing.
Well, speaking of that, with these unique trim levels, I think they did a really neat job of focusing on off-road. That's what mid-sized trucks are all about right now is off-road. Nobody wants a sport truck anymore. Sad, but off-road, which is still cool. But it enables them to have, some really neat trim levels. You've got your work truck, you've got your LT. Those are bread and butter. They're going to be great trucks. But then you've got kind of the more interesting trims with your Trail Boss.
Yep, which is brand new for
brand new trim
for the Colorado.
Yeah. Yes. So it has a 2-inch raised ride height and a 3-inch wider stance. So the fender flares stick out a little bit further on it, and it's just a little bit bigger. It still has the traditional G80 locking, automatic locking rear differential and an open front diff, but it's got more off road chops than like an LT would have.
Right.
Then they did the Z71, which is like,
my favorite.
I know. It's like the premium truck one. It's got the color painted stuff and everything looks a little nicer.
Sportier.
And it's got a unique sportier interior, stuff like that. It doesn't have the lift, but it still has, the same good, G80 rear locker, everything like that. So it's got plenty of same off-road chops like my Z71 full-size pickup has.
Right. Yeah.
But, so it's still perfectly capable. But it's just a little bit more, I don't know, grown up looking than a Trail Boss, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, you could be,
maybe for a city slicker that needs a truck. But I don't know, because you could still do all the same stuff you do in your full-size pickup with it. So, but then if you're like hardcore and you're an enthusiast and you're ready to tackle
jump through snow
and tackle the trails.
ZR2.
Then the ZR2's what it's all about.
Yeah.
With the high output engine, with the selectable
drive modes.
It's going to be really cool. Yeah.
So the drive modes. So when I was going through that, I mean, obviously you have your everyday drive mode, your tow and haul drive mode, your the terrain drive mode is kind of because that's for slow, like when you're...
It said slow in the description.
Yeah.
So well, that's me.
That's me.
I want the slow one.
I want the slow one. Although I'm not going up hills or whatever. However, you still have that option. And then the Baja, that's more your speed. That is...
Baja, that's me.
You're just...
Mr. Baja.
You're just going.
Yeah.
Like there is no... And
put the loud pedal down. Get it.
And it's on sand. It's on loose... So sand, snow, things like that. But
stuff where you need a little bit of momentum and things like that. And
And then you have the terrain. Sorry. Terrain is the mid where you're going through gravel. You're on gravel or mud.
Yeah. So if it's got the mode for basic like terrain, if you're doing steep inclines, rock crawling, for example, but in that mode, it can automatically apply the brakes with hill descent control, stuff like that. So the drive modes are going to be neat. They're going to be useful. And they're just going to make it more of a truck that can do what everybody is so into these days, which is, going adventuring, going on trails, going on whatever comes at you, even just going to the, store. Yeah. Still look cool. And that's how I think they did so much better with this Colorado. I mean, guess what, guys? You can get a sunroof now.
Yes.
you know how long you've never been able to get a sunroof in the last generation Colorado.
No.
So that's cool. You can get a sunroof now.
And the Stowtech, the tailgate.
Yeah, the tailgate has a storage compartment in it. That's cool.
And which is actually quite large and pretty deep.
Yeah, it looked plenty big for putting some stuff in.
Yeah. Well, you could put your tool straps or your ratchet straps because there are up to 17 tie down?
Well, that's like twice as many as you think you could use.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, what in the world would you do that for? But
Just
then
strap it down.
Then they show, like you were talking about, like motorcycles, like dirt bikes, in the back, or your four wheelers. And obviously you want to strap those in pretty well. So yeah, up to 17, I was like, what in the world? So you're going to need
be able
a
to get to the point where you want to tie off to. So that makes sense for it to have a whole bunch of those things.
So they're going to have something to store all those ratchet straps in.
Yeah.
And you can, it has a plug, so you can make it as a cooler for soda pop, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Do you say soda or do you say pop? I'm going to go get a soda.
We get a soda. Pop, soda.
See, and sometimes I say soda pop. Soda.
Pop. I'm going to get a pop. I don't say pop. I say soda.
I don't say pop either.
Yeah.
I want a pop. When I think pop, I think.
Here in Missouri, we don't say pop. We say soda. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyhow, you can make a cooler out of the thing. That'd be pretty neat. You have a bed mounted power outlet.
Yes.
You have something new. There's some of the utility stuff that the full size truck has received over the last few years. Colorado's just like, hey, I'm over here. I'm a truck too. But you don't have bed mounted power outlet. Boom, finally. So it's kind of entering into the world of maybe this is the truck that we all really need. It's a little bit bigger than the old ones. It's the powertrain wise, it seems like they're going to have a really efficient setup. I mean, the 2.7 turbo is good in the full size truck. Power wise, it's great. So, I mean, this should be more than plenty, and more power, smaller truck. You should be able to get pretty good mileage out of it. But I think with just the utility stuff, but then you add in what I think is kind of a big whammy for this whole redesign, complete redesign, is the interior.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, they made it look really, really nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I really a few things stick out to me right when I first look. Whether you're off-roading or not, but especially if you're off-roading, those knee bolsters on both sides. What a good, that's just comfortable for driving, just to have those. Like when you're, instead of putting your legs against hard plastic or something, if you're wearing shorts and then
then it sticks and then it's all weird.
Gross. Yeah. Can you imagine us driving? We're painting a terrible picture right now.
Dustin, you should probably wear longer shorts. Just
saying. I'm really tall. It's hard to, they don't sell shorts like that. Anyhow.
Yeah.
But I like the knee, but I like the way it looks, but I like that it's functional too, So if you're going hardcore off-roading and stuff and extreme angles and you've got some nice, it's well thought out. See,
and going through this, and I think that's great about how you and I have this conversation, because whenever I read that, I was like, what do you need the knee things for? Like, who cares? But it makes perfect sense. I get it, because if you're off-roading, it's usually not a smooth ride. So I get it. Okay. Yep. All right.
Yeah. Now, so stuff like that on the interior, but just the overall look and feel of the interior, like an over 11-inch touchscreen. It's the Google radio. So it's
11.3.
I mean, that does everything. 11.3-inch screen on the work truck.
On the everything. Work truck. Yeah. All trim levels. Work truck, LT, Z71, Trail Boss, and the ZR2, which is not I mean, that's usually not common. Usually you get in the work truck and it's the, you
got the little bitty one, backup cameras like this. Looking at. Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. And then I know on in the console, I was looking through there, and one of my thing is cup holders and where you store your phone. That is huge for anybody, whether you're a mom, whether you are a dad, or, whatever. Where are you going when you hop in the vehicle? Where are you putting your cup, and where are you setting your phone?
Exactly.
Yep. And there's plenty of space, for all of that.
I think the shifter being in the middle is good. I think where the phone goes is really good location,
which is wireless charging as well.
Yes, I know. So that we're up with all this stuff now, and I think they've maybe even overshot how the rest of the segment has for nice interiors in these mid-sized trucks. This is way nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So and it's unique enough looking. You're going to know it's not just like another plane. They did the yellow stitching, they did the red stitching in Z71. It's just I think it's right. I think they did a really good job on making the interior something that can feel as premium as it should for when you're getting close to a $50,000 truck. We need to lay a few things out. Big change facts. Basically, there's no more long bed.
Right.
There's just crew cab. So
Yes.
That's kind of where it's at. You can't get a regular cab, anything like that. You can get a crew cab. Colorado or Canyon, 1 bed length.
Yep.
That's it.
Across the board.
Yeah.
There's, no different options, and maybe later that'll change, but as of right now, it's standard across the board.
Yeah. And that's okay because they made the bed a little bit longer. So it fits that happy medium where, the old long bed wasn't like long. It was just a little bit longer than the standard. This one's a little bit in between.
Well, and they made the tailgate to where, and of course it's slipping my mind right now, but where you can lift it up over the wheel. Yep. So you can haul longer stuff.
Oh yeah.
So you're able to, instead of laying it completely flat, it's not just flat or up. It's mid, mid, and then it comes across so you can lay
still
a
has
long
something to put against. Yeah. Yeah.
plyboard or whatever that you haul around.
Drywall things, sheets of things and tubes and what have you.
Yep. Yeah. We are truly educated.
We know what we're talking about.
We know our stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, that makes they corner step bumper. That's still a big deal. That's still stuff that people buy, these dorky aftermarket things that you flip down with your foot and you can step on it. Have you seen those on like the Ford pickups?
No.
I've seen them. Yeah, people, they even come on like Nissan trucks. You can, as a factory accessory, it's this little step thing you like kick and then it springs down and then you can step up. And it's like, why don't you have a corner step bumper, you loser? But yeah, there's seriously stuff like that. They really thought out. Couple things. No bison for 23 as far as I can tell. AEV. You've noticed they've done that on the full size trucks. They've got AEV bison editions. They do have the high desert Boss. That was a trick. Yeah, they've got the Desert Boss. Thanks, Alan. If he'd let us have notes, we wouldn't have to run on him to say things. Desert Boss. Desert Boss is a pretty big add-on package. It's got a lot of appearance stuff. It's got a couple pieces of kit that are really nice, but big light bar, lots of stickers. Okay,
I was going to say, is that the one with the roll cage and then the light bar on the back of it? And
and the little front bump thing. So if you want
and the color
top tier ZR2 and you're like, I want it to be low, click every box. Okay, you're going to click like this $9,500 box for a package that has some stuff like that in it, but it's not like a major piece of off-road kit or anything. Some different wheels that are really cool, beadlock capable wheels. So that's neat. But for 24, there will be a bison edition.
Okay.
I've seen camo shots of it.
But
it should probably be similarly priced add-on package to that Desert Boss one. So
cool.
But yeah, there's some real standout stuff. The fact that you've got the 2-inch factory lift and 3-inch wider on Trail Boss, that you've got 3-inch factory lift on the ZR2, a 17-inch wheel, so it's got some real big meaty rubbers on it, a 37-inch rubber. And then Z71's kind of got the off-road chops, but it doesn't have the lift, so it's still easy to get in. But
perfect, my style.
It's just, that's Christina. Yeah.
One thing that we didn't mention that I thought was something definitely worth mentioning is up to 10 camera views.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Thank you.
And
that's huge for a mid-sized truck.
Yeah. And the hitch camera.
Yeah.
And the underbody.
Okay.
Cameras,
that's the big thing with the front. High Desert package is the underbody camera. Desert Boss. What do I keep doing? There's High Desert was a Silverado package back in 2017 or something. And I keep saying it, and I'm really sorry, everybody. It is the Desert Boss. Desert Boss. Underbody camera. But that's why the Desert Boss package is like $9,000, is because it has a full underbody camera system.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts. But this standard safety tech. Even the work truck has automatic high and low beam headlights. And I was thinking about this the other day when I was driving down the road, and it was 6:00. It was dark, but we were in town. The street lights are going. And here comes like a brand new Toyota coming behind me with no headlights or any lights of any kind on and passing me. And they still have temp tags on it.
Oh, no.
Because they don't have automatic headlights.
Yeah.
We're used to automatic headlights because everything we have has them and has had them since 1992. 2.
Well, and
1995.
And they probably didn't even know
No,
that
they
they don't have automatic headlights. So they just
He's
are
just bebopping
cruising
around.
on
Yeah,
down.
looks I can see everything, but nobody can see you in your dark blue car with no lights on at all. Yeah. So, but not just that, but automatic high-low beams on the Colorado. That's IntelliBeam headlamps have been really cool. They've been out for a long time in GM stuff, and they work really well. But that's neat to see that on the standard safety tech.
Yes.
Side blind zone alert with lane keep assist, standard safety tech. What the heck? Yeah. That's great for a pickup. And then, of course, they've got rear cross traffic alert.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
We're trying to say that 5 times.
But it does have a real big host of standard safety features that we're used to seeing that on, more high end family vehicles, big vehicles, right? For them to put it as standard stuff.
Right.
And this is great. I think it'll be really, really nice to have that stuff and not have to worry about, ticking extra boxes and paying extra money just to get that safety so that this can be the family vehicle too.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's the room in it. A couple of the things that I was watching, because that's always a concern with
anything mid-size.
The room. Yeah, is the room. And this gentleman, he was just over 6'2", and he was in it, and he sat in the front driver's seat to, situate it for him as if he was driving, and he left it and got in the back seat. And I mean, he was still, there was still not a whole bunch, but enough where he was good. So that's good, because you think of, oh man, you go pick up neighbor Johnny that wants to go, to go eat at Charlie's buffet.
They're closed, Christina. Charlie's closed.
Sorry. Well, whenever I would go
back in my day, we had a buffet south of Coal Camp.
But they go to sit in the back seat, and you're like, man, I hope they're comfortable back there, but
shouldn't have to worry about that.
It looks good.
Yeah, that's exciting. I mean, cabs have been getting bigger I mean, everything's getting bigger in American cars. So,
oh yeah.
But I think we've landed on a really, really nice place with this truck. I think it's big enough now. I think it's got the tech, it's got the capability, and, I think it's got the look, so that even if you've been a full-size truck person that hasn't really needed a full-size truck, but you've driven one because they look better, because they're nicer, because you could get a sunroof maybe.
Yeah.
Now you can, get down to realistic, what you actually really need, get all the nice stuff. And, instead of getting like a $54,000, that would be a relatively basic full-size pickup.
Right. Yeah.
That's a ZR2, buddy. That's a nicely equipped ZR2.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's something to think about, really. I mean, if you don't need that extra everything, then just size mostly, then that's definitely something to consider. Looking at the tow capacity, 7,700 pounds. Yeah. That's with the mid-range, the plus engine.
Plus, and the ZR2.
And the ZR2 is actually, I don't think it has the same rating. I think it has a little bit less because it has the mechanical locking diffs.
Makes sense.
And the auto locker. And probably the DSSV dampers on the ZR2 probably changed the payload a little bit, maybe. But so, yeah, if you're wanting to get max tow out of it, you'd be a Trail Boss or a Z71 person, probably. Like if you're going to pull a car trailer, stuff like that, big, something enclosed, and good size. But I mean, you could still do it with the ZR2, but you get the most technical rating
with the mid-range
out of the ones that don't have the electronic lockers,
which is crazy to think you can pull that with
that's a lot of weight.
Mid-size. Yeah.
It really is. And, hey, the old generation, they pulled fine too. They really did. So this is just going to be an improvement upon that. So they can, that's a lot more than a lawnmower trailer, guys.
Yeah.
7,700 pounds is
quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
I can't wait till we get one so we can do an actual walk around, to show these features. And you never know, maybe Dustin and I'll race.
Maybe we will. Maybe we'll race.
Still trying
jumping stuff with ZR2s after Kenny makes us just buy them first, because we have to both own them, and then we can race them and jump stuff. This is the paperwork stuff. Okay, now we can do our video.
We're gonna borrow these. No,
borrow them with a buyer's order.
But I think I'm excited for it. I know that, we've talked about the Trax and the Blazer and then now the Colorado, and it's just getting better and better.
Yeah. I mean, HD trucks, there's a lot of really great stuff coming out, and it's like stuff that we've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for these changes. We've been waiting to have what I consider, let's go ahead and say it. I haven't seen one, driven one or anything, but this better be the best midsize truck on the market.
I would think so.
It really should be.
Yeah.
I mean, midsize trucks have been a little neglected by all the manufacturers.
Yep.
They just leave off stuff that's like, what are you doing?
It's just very basic.
Put your motor development into this. And they did, finally.
Yep.
So I'm excited.
Me too. Perfect. Well, guys, I hope that you found this informative, and please like, share, and subscribe. And we will cruise on by and pick you up next week. Thanks.
See ya.
This has been a WK Burnouts production.